Published 5:19 Eastern Standard Time, the 22nd of January 2018. Updated 5:19 Eastern Standard Time, the 22nd of January 2018. There was plenty of action across the Premier League this weekend, with big guns Manchester City, Manchester United and Chelsea all picking up 3 points. Here, Sportsmail's Ralph Ellis takes a look at what we can take away from the top-flight happenings, as well as delivering a few pointers on what went on at Football League 1. Surely this will be the year that the players finally find room for Sergio Aguero in their PFA team of the season. His perfect hat-trick against Newcastle, header, right foot, left foot, made it 22 goals in all competitions for the Argentine, who has been City's top scorer in every one of his 6 seasons there so far. It's been one of the game's great mysteries that the players themselves have never voted for him in sufficient numbers, and Kevin De Bruyne looks favourite for the big award, but City's march on at least 1 and possibly 4 trophies would make it bonkers if Aguero doesn't get in the top 11 this time. Sergio Aguero scored a hat-trick on the weekend as Manchester City beat Newcastle 3-1. Mohamed Elneny, linked with moves to West Ham and Stoke, might have a future at Arsenal after all. The Egyptian midfield man played a big role in the 4-1 win over Crystal Palace in his first Premier League start since the middle of October and only his 4th of the season. He played most passes, 97, giving the ball away only 4 times, most recoveries, 10, and covered most ground, 7.4 miles, 0.3. New Stoke boss Paul Lambert might have been crossing his fingers behind his back when he insisted last week that Peter Crouch wouldn't be leaving. Chelsea have asked about the 36-year-old, and it's hard to believe the veteran ex-England striker wouldn't be tempted by the chance to have a final fling in the Champions League. Lambert left Crouch out of his starting lineup for the 2-0 win over Huddersfield, and if that doesn't convince Chelsea to come back with a serious bid, then nothing will. New Stoke boss Paul Lambert started with a win, but will pray Peter Crouch stays at the club for. Mauricio Pochettino's frustration at the slow build-up play of his Tottenham team wasn't helped by the number of free kicks given away by Moussa Dembélé. The Belgian midfielder, not normally one of the game's cloggers, made 6 fouls in the 1-1 draw against Southampton, 3 more than any other Premier League player this weekend. 5. Burnley boss Sean Dyche has lots of strong points, but bringing on young players definitely isn't one of them. Tottenham's promising young French winger Georges-Kevin Gaudu, who has now played a couple of cameo appearances off the bench since joining on loan, is the only player aged under 24 to have appeared in a Premier League lineup for Dyche all season. 6. Chelsea's Brazilian forward Willian might be starting to play his way out of the crisis of confidence which affected him earlier in the campaign. Picked in a Premier League starting lineup by Antonio Conte for only the 3rd time since early October, the 29-year-old rewarded his boss with one of the goals in the 4-0 win at Brighton. He also made one of the others, and created 4 more chances during his 81 minutes on the pitch, more than any of his teammates. Willian may be starting to play his way out of a crisis of confidence at Stamford Bridge. 7. Struggling clubs who routinely put out their reserves in cup ties could take a lesson from how West Brom boss Alan Pardew approached a tricky 3rd-round trip to Exeter. He went as strong as he could, and the lift to morale from a win has spilled over into the league with a vital win over Brighton, now followed by a good performance and 1-1 draw at Everton. Striker Jay Rodriguez benefited from the chance to build his confidence against League 2 opposition as well. He's now got 3 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 appearances. 8. Tony Pulis has his reputation for being but he's also got a track record of bringing the best from wayward wingers, and it looks as if Adama Traoré is his next project. Pulis, who in his time brought the best from Matthew Etherington at Stoke and Yannick Bolasie at Crystal Palace, believes 21-year-old Spaniard Adama could recapture the heights that once made him a huge prospect at Barcelona. He got his first ever goal for Middlesbrough in the 3-0 win at QPR, and also fired in the corner from which Daniel Ayala headed home. Tony Pulis has a reputation of getting the most out of wingers, and Adama Traoré could be next. 9. Oldham manager Richie Wellens faces a tough ask now. Top scorer Owen Doyle's loan from Preston is over. The 29-year-old Irishman scored 14 goals in 21 games in the first half of the season, but despite talks, Oldham have so far been unable to do a deal to keep him longer. A 3-0 defeat at Peterborough dropped the Latics into the relegation zone, and with their biggest goal threat gone, it is hard to see how they climb out of it. 10. You understand Yeovil boss Darren Way wanting to protect his players, but he's totally wrong to defend striker Otis Khan, who was sent off for barging into referee Kevin Johnson in protest at being awarded a free kick shortly before Chesterfield's last-minute winner. Way blamed the official for giving a poor decision and claimed he could understand the frustration of his 22-year-old player. Khan, who began his career in Manchester United's youth system, will be denied the chance to face them in the FA Cup in punishment, but he's also likely to face a longer ban because of the severity of the offence, and Yeovil can't afford to lose a player with 10 goals and as many assists from their relegation fight. Yeovil boss Darren Way was wrong to defend Otis Khan for barging into referee Kevin Johnson.